Welcome to Revolver Live, the podcast that says forget the past. The future belongs to the nerds. Revolver Live is a conversational podcast with 6 revolving topics. You can be a part of the show.
Nerd.
I'm one too. Revolver Live is a conversational podcast with 6 revolving topics. You guys can be a part of the show by submitting your topics for consideration at revolvergamescast@gmail.com. We go live every Sunday, except for today, at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/.
Lately, it's been like every third Sunday.
Tuesday, Monday.
Never know when we'll go live.
Fuck it, man. It's
like
a surprise
roulette.
podcast.
The randomly timed video is then shared on YouTube at Briar's YouTube channel and my channel, Beastly Gamer. If you're unable to see the live feed or the video format, check us out in podcast form on Podbeans, iTunes, or wherever you like to listen. Thank you guys so much. Welcome back to Revolver Live, episode 45. And we are sponsored by On Air PC.
Yo, thank you, On Air PC, for all you do. We really appreciate the sponsorship. I don't have the ad read up and ready to go.
I can't wait to see you at Guardian
I'll do
Con
it in a
on your
minute.
PC. Hugs.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. He's building a PC in the DCP booth.
Oh,
gonna be
man.
Yeah.
Well, but before, you have it ready now? Because the first thing I want to say is congratulations to Briar and the rest of the DCP crew for raising $105,000 for St. Jude Children's Hospital. And they did it all playing games, goofing off and having fun, and talking to the Destiny community. It really touches my heart. I told Briar pre-show to see someone, a group of people so altruistic and selfless doing something for so many people who need it. As a parent of 5 children, I always pray that they're healthy, and so many people have children who are fighting illnesses and fighting disease. And to have people out there like you guys, Briar, to have people who are, still streaming and dedicating and donating their time and their efforts towards it is a huge blessing to humanity, to mankind, and personally for me, and I'm sure from many, many people watching us. Thank you guys so much. That's fucking awesome.
Beasley, it was a crazy stream too. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Like my internet, I was hosting the stream. My internet cut out. Right, we had to switch over. I had all the overlay set up. It looked really nice and really pretty. We had to switch over. Tefty wasn't ready at all. He didn't have the overlay or nothing, so he just dragged the Skype window over into the gameplay screen. At I don't know. We had a 4-hour block. For 3.5 hours in, we were at $45,000, and we had a stretch goal of $100,000 that Pope Bear and Patrick would get matching heart tattoos on their butt.
I thought somebody was going to shave a sideburn off or something.
No, that happened at 50 or 30K or something, 20K. That was an easy
Jump
one.
Change.
And so literally, we had earned $45,000, and Pope asked Patrick, "Hey, what if we changed the goal for the tattoos to $100,000, which is more than double what we had, right?" So nobody thought it was going to happen. 30 minutes left in the show.
Oh my God!
After 3.5 hours, and the community just showed up, just absolutely pounded. The last 20 minutes of that live stream was just Pope screaming out. Donations, Patrick looking scared as hell.
I can imagine.
It was just absolutely
Friends
crazy, man.
You guys. So are you telling me that all this money? I mean, it was going well. You guys got a surge of money once people committed to fucking their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So it was really cool. Like Briar said, he took the time to put up all the overlays, make everything look real nice. The stream went down, and it was like catching Led Zeppelin in a garage jam band setup. You know what I mean? It was all these, some of the biggest, Destiny names, because DCP carries. What are the kids saying nowadays? They got a lot of clout. You know what
clout.
I mean?
They
got that clout.
Yeah,
so it was just really cool, man. It was you don't need the fanciness to it. You guys showed up. You brought the positivity, and the community followed that up big time. And GG's to you guys. And it's still going on right now, but
yeah,
man, was that hype, dude. I was listening to that in my car, and it was hard not to get excited about it. You know what I mean? Even just as a viewer.
Somebody took a screenshot at the exact moment that we realized that Pope and Patrick were going to, in fact, have to get matching butt tattoos.
What are they going to get?
Hearts. Actually, each one of them is going to get a half a heart so that they have to touch butts.
Yep. Like the keychain.
To make a full heart.
Yep. It's so good.
So there's a screenshot.
I know my wife. She's in that living room fucking dying right now.
There's a screenshot of the exact moment where Patrick and I both realized what was about to happen, and I am like there's just absolute pure glee on my face, and Patrick is as depressed as I've ever seen him. I haven't seen him that depressed since Hunter Throwing Knives got nerfed.
Yeah, it hasn't cut that deep since Throwing Knives got nerfed.
Right?
And,
oh my god.
But yeah, that live stream is still going. That goes till Thursday evening. I think Professor Broman is going to wrap it up. So they've already raised $1.5 million, probably more by now. Last time I checked, it was a few hours ago. $1.5 million they've raised. But I mean, this is going to St. Jude's, man. This is a huge thing, right? These are people who they take care of kids who have cancer and other life-threatening diseases, and they do it for free. If your kid gets admitted to St. Jude, then your whole family comes to St. Jude. You stay there for free. You eat for free. Everything is taken care of by St. Jude. The whole point is, let's focus on getting this kid well and not have to worry about bills or food or lodging or any of that stuff. St. Jude takes care of all of it. It's an amazing cause, and they absolutely kill it because they've reduced childhood cancer, or they've increased childhood cancer survival rates by like huge amounts. When they first started, the survival rate for childhood cancer was 20%, and now it's 80%. And that's a lot of that is due to their research, and they share that research for free. They don't sell it. They don't, try and make a profit off of that research. They just put it out there for free, so kids across the world can benefit from it, and adults, frankly. It's an absolutely amazing thing. So if you haven't gone over to the Guardian Con charity, the Guardian Con stream, it's awesome. Even if you throw $1 at it, that's $1 that just helps a kid survive. $32 will run the whole hospital for 1 second. You can, with a $32 donation, you can run that entire hospital for a second. They're not going to let you make any decisions, Beastly, just to let you know.
That's all. But running it, what does that encompass? I mean,
no, I mean you're funding the operation of that hospital for a minute or for a second. $32.
That's how much.
$32. That's small
1 second
donation.
Just went by. That's how much money that it takes to keep that place operational.
Right.
Real quick, I'm sorry. For anyone who's hearing that loud noise, I think my neighbor secretly watches the show. Whenever we come to do the live show, somehow he hops on his riding mower and rides around. And kudos to the guys who are telling me to go knock him the fuck out. I could, but he knows where I live. So that'd be a pretty bad one. And to Hugo Rune, he said, Beastly, tell him you'll do it for him if he stops. I just got off work. Fuck that. But truest apologies, it's not my fault. I wish that this wasn't happening right now. It sounds like he's in this office back. I mean,
is he mowing your lawn?
He's on this big ass. It looks like a dino. Have you seen Jurassic Park? It's like the blades on the bottom of the T-Rex's feet. It looks like he's riding that thing. I don't know what's going on.
Don't move. Its vision's based on movement, bro.
I know. Life finds a way.
Yo, I'm excited because I'm getting a riding lawnmower tomorrow, and I don't have to push mow anymore.
Wow. Does it have a cup holder?
Ooh, awesome.
Pretty sure it's got a cup holder. You know what I'm saying?
You just need to have an ashtray.
That is the life of luxury. That is it right there.
Yep, that is a cup holder on the lawnmower. I get why everyone mows their lawn around here every other day. I get it.
Yeah, man. It's an awesome thing to do when you've got a cup holder and a riding lawnmower. You were literally just chilling and drinking maybe a tasty beverage, just put it out there.
Bullshit.
Maybe it's even alcoholic. I don't know. Maybe it's a beer. Maybe it's a Zima. I don't know what your preferences are, but I can tell you that even with a Zima, mowing the lawn is much more fun.
Yeah, and I may not even be using it as a cup holder. Maybe a bong holder. We'll see. I don't know. It depends on what time of day it is.
Switching it up.
I've seen
setting
people on
trends.
Cops riding home on one of those things, and they had drinks and all kinds of stuff. Just be careful, Willie. You know, don't get sidetracked and end up in a neighbor's yard or something.
End up playing Pokemon Go and just like veering off, mowing everyone else's yard, not paying attention.
I gotta catch running around the neighborhood catching Pokemon.
I made a promise to some great friends on Saturday. I ended up doing the other podcast I do, Beastly Thoughts, but afterwards, a group of incredible people got together with me and braved the storm. We only played for about an hour. It was so fast, but we went through the Leviathan raid. I was about to say Crota's Lair. I want to give a shout out to Maximus 1455, of course, the great Hugo Rune 79.
I know that guy.
Extreme Dan 1.
I know that guy too.
Dave, and my beloved Peanut Kate 516. It was so fast. These guys were incredible. I got more Ingrams and more chests than I've ever seen going through this raid. I'm telling you, man, Briar, these are the people you need to fuck with when it comes to Destiny, because they know every crevice, every crack, you know, all the secret passageways, stuff that I'd never seen before.
Yeah, we like to penetrate those crevices of the Leviathan.
It was so incredible.
It's just like my cable provider.
I'm serious. Kate and I talked about it after we did it, because we got off and we went and had dinner and hung out. And I was like, we hit like 10 chests going through that place.
Oh, yeah. You get huge gains going through the raid. Huge gains.
It was really, really awesome. And they really helped us and walked us through it and taught us a lot. And, man, it was just really incredible. And thank you so much to all you guys. I can't wait to get together. Hugo's in the chat. He's always here with us.
Extreme Dan's in there, too. He's the man.
Dan, of course.
Yeah, he's the underbelly master, apparently. That's what I like. Tefty's really good at that.
Dan
He's got
was
like
awesome.
that map quest when you go down under and he knows his way through.
It was really fun.
I get turned around.
Hugo said Beastly.
I just follow people. You tell me where to go.
I follow people and like stop when you get to the Cabal Kush room with all the hydroponics and stuff. I'm just like,
take a little sample break.
I'll catch up.
I'll catch up later.
Fill in my exotic armor
Pull
pockets.
me through when you get to the door.
Get a pinch.
Oh yeah, those guys are great guys. You know, what you got to do now, Beastly, is you got to go do the 2 raid lairs, man. I think actually, what was the first raid lair, Wilson? I can't remember the name of it right now. Eater of Worlds. I think Eater of Worlds is one of the most visually stunning things ever in video games. Like, it's that amazing.
Well, listen, from the guys who I just mentioned, Briar, stop being such a pussy and come back to PlayStation to play with your friends.
No, I'm not doing that.
Some of these guys don't even have a PC, and they met you through Destiny, and you brought them into this world, you brought them into DC, and then you abandoned them like a fucking bitch.
No, they turned 18. And he said, "Get the fuck out of the nest. Get out there. Go be guardians. Do your thing.
Come back and play with us, Brian."
Daddy's going to PC.
I'll play PvE for sure. I don't have any problem playing PvE on PS4. PvP though.
Okay,
man, listen to this. We're going down to Guardian Con
this week sometime.
I mean, this is a great week for me.
in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I want you to commit to it live on the show.
I'm 100% into it, man. The week we get back, I'll be happy to do it. But Guardian Con, so me and Wilson are both going to Guardian Con on Thursday. And actually, there's going to be a PvP 1v1 tournament that I got enrolled in against my will.
What?
Yeah. And it's on PlayStation.
I'm betting everything on Briar. Everything I got.
That is a bad bet, man.
What are the odds?
Listen to this. In the tournament rules, it specifically says that you cannot use another controller input besides the scuff that is provided.
Oh, wow.
I was like, well, shit.
So, do you guys have any plans of what you're going to do the moment you see each other? I can just, in my mind's eye, I can just see you guys make eye contact. And
I'm gonna go in for the hug.
As lovely as you did tonight.
I'm gonna hold it uncomfortably long, like to the point where like people are like, "Do these guys? Is this a relationship?" And then my right hand first, but then followed by my left hand is gonna slowly slide down to the small of the back, and as my pinky crests the top of his butt, he's gonna look at me and be like, "Is this a thing?" I'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is a thing." And then I just go full on butt grab. That's what's gonna happen. I put a lot of thought into it, Beastly.
It was super sensual. That was like those steamy novels that like everyone's mom used to read back in the 90s. That was like Fabio on the front. Like,
you really thought about it. And
Like,
trust
how's
me,
this guy
Wilson,
making
it's
into
not
so many?
butter.
Yeah, how's he making onto every cover of every woman's novel? Like,
I don't know, man. That was a thing, man, for a long time.
Was a huge-
Fabio was like a famous dude because he was on the cover of every romance novel.
And then he became the czar of I can't believe it's not butter.
Uh-huh.
Spraying.
yeah. Didn't something fucked up happen to him at like an amusement park or something? Like he got hit by like some flying geese and like fucked his face up. Did you hear about that a long time ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
And then he like sued the amusement park because he's like, oh, my face. Like, you know, like, which, I mean, I get it. I'd probably sue him too. Fuck it. That's the American dream anymore. But like yeah, Fabio got drilled by some birds on a roller coaster, man. Yikes.
Dude, pour one out for Fabio. He was even on the cover of, was it Ghouls and Ghosts on the NES? Or Ghosts and Goblins? He was on the cover of an NES game.
He was on the cover of an NES
Are you
game. It
serious?
wasn't Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, hold on. I used to have it. I still got it. I mean, I used to have it.
Where's Gary when you need him?
Gary would know. Oh, and we like to apologize. We're going to get back to it. It's been a couple of weeks. We haven't really been consistent because of conflict schedules and things going on with people leaving their homes and going to Guardian Con and whatnot. But the Cisco facts will return.
He was on the cover of Iron Sword.
Iron Sword.
He had the big sword and then like the little tiny like headband and then of course the wrap around the biceps and he was all like,
Man, I don't
doing
even
his
recognize the
heroic
name of that game.
yeah, let him save me. What a man.
I'm bigger than him.
No beard though.
Weird though.
It would, look, I don't mind being saved by an attractive man. He
It's
has
like
to
somebody
be bigger
fucking
than
saves
me.
me.
He'd have to be bigger than me. If you're just, a small guy and no, motherfucker, go get Andre the Giant.
I don't care if it's Tanya Harding. If I'm in trouble, I want to get rescued.
We were just talking.
I don't care if it's Lorena Bobbitt. Somebody save my ass.
I haven't heard that reference since like the 90s, and we were just talking about it on the job site today. The whole Tanya
Really?
Harding thing. Yeah, weird.
There's a new movie out about her. I think it's
Really?
called I, Tanya. Yeah. I think it's on Netflix or something.
Margot Robbie plays her. She looks nothing like her. I hear she did a pretty decent role, a job playing the role, but and she's also a freak. She released an incredible
Tanya Harding or Margot Robbie?
sex tape documentary. No, I'm talking about
A sex tape on ice? How do they
it
do
wasn't
that?
on ice. It was on a bed.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
that's the kind of ice capade I would like to go
That was
see.
back when sex tapes ruined your career, and now they turn you into an icon for the children to worship like Kim Kardashian. But back then, it was like, oh my God, she showed her vagina on TV. And her career was completely fucked, like she was in the video. Great video, by the way, the cameraman, good lighting. Brian, we talked about lighting earlier. I'm talking about the good aspects of the
Who was the chick the one who got hit in the knee?
Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Nancy Kerrigan. So apparently it wasn't even Tanya Harding. It was like her boyfriend / security
Yeah.
guard at the
So
time.
Was
they-
it Joey
out.
Buttafuoco?
Huh, Briar?
Was his name Joey Buttafuoco? Or is that somebody else?
Joey
that for real?
Buttafuoco. Joey Buttafuoco, he's another criminal. What the hell was going on? We're trapped in the fucking early 90s, late 80s crime spree. Now I have to find out what Joey Buttafuoco did. Damn it.
What did Joey Buttafuoco
Man,
do?
see,
It was spelled B-U-T-T-A-F-U-O-C-O.
Twice we've needed Gary Diaz talents.
Yeah.
Look at us on Google like amateurs over here.
It's the first thing I see on Wikipedia is shooting incident. So he's evidently not the boyfriend who took
Google's
out
been banned from the show. Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
Google.
What would Joey Buttafuoco do?
What would Joey Buttafuoco do? This is what happened when you this is what happens when you Google on Revolver Live. This is why
It gets really bad. Really bad.
Of course it does.
Gary would have already Googled all this information and had
Oh yeah,
follow-up
we'd have
information.
multiple facts about Joey Buttafuoco by now.
You have a whole autobiography of him brought up.
Gary is missed, yeah, for sure, man. Gary is super
Absolutely.
missed.
We love you, Gary. We love you, Gary. So should we get into our topics?
Yeah, we got some pretty fun ones.
Yeah. First, let's say thank you to On Air PC. I've already lost the link again.
Just don't lose your internet.
On Air
Don't
PC
get
is all about helping you. On-Air PC is all about helping you get started in streaming, podcasting, or gaming. Let us help you build your dreams today. Give them a call at 330-850-1525. I'm really excited. They're actually going to be down at Guardian Con this weekend building PCs at the DCP booth, which I think it's going to be fun, man. I'm definitely going to mess with them. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be some hijinks in that booth.
Yeah, I was thinking about coming up and just distracting him. Like every time he gets ready to reach down in there, be like, so, like, you know, asking him random questions. So what you doing there? Like, should be fun. Briar's going to be like meeting people.
There's like hiding parts PC, and stuff.
Yeah, PC parts.
Just put shit in my pocket and walking away.
Where'd that graphics card go? Briar's got a big bulge in his shirt pocket.
Don't look at me.
Okay, Briar, I don't know what news you were following back in the late 80s and 90s, but Joey Botafuco was an auto body shop owner from Long Island. He's best known for having a sexual relationship with the minor, Amy Fisher, now 43.
Oh, Amy Fisher, that's right.
Who subsequently shot his wife, Mary Jo Botafuco, in the face. I can't laugh and say that. I'm so sorry.
It's a weird word. Why did they have, like, so I used to have the Joey Botafuco pants. Why were those called Botafuco pants? Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
What do Botafuco pants look like?
I'll send you.
Do they have elastic bands around the waist and the ankles?
Okay, hear me out. Yes. And like,
I think I know what these are.
Kind of MC Hammer pants without like the parachute action.
Yeah.
But like they had designs on them. Now think of the opening credits of Saved by the Bell, all the little what is it, like neon symbols and stuff that would play. Yeah, it had all that stuff in patterns all over it. When I was a kid, I was all about those pants.
Yeah, those are comfy, man.
Yeah. I'm Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. Dude, we are hella 90s today. My goodness.
Thank you to On-Air PC for sponsoring this podcast.
and keeping us in the 90s. Thank you.
Can't wait to meet you at Guardian Con. It's going to be great. So what first topic do we want to get into after that On-Air PC Saved by the Bell shout out?
I think it's time for an intervention, actually.
Oh, God.
It's come to my attention that you've relapsed, Big Dick Willie, Sweet Dick Willie.
Yes. Yeah, Big Dick Willie. What's happened since I've seen you guys?
So I think we're going into my
relapse
topic.
Into Pokemon Go.
Yeah, dude. It is my new jam. It is awesome. So in the couple weeks that I've been playing it, I've walked like 65, 70 miles. And I'll say like 15 ish have been cheesed in the vehicle. Like, because once you get going a certain speed, it doesn't count. But anyway, a lot of things have changed in Pokemon Go for the better that have me playing a lot again. So if you don't know anything about Pokemon Go, here's a brief interview. So right at the beginning, you're prompted to pick one of three teams: red, yellow, blue. We'll keep it simple: Valor, Mystic, or Instinct. And it is a game that accesses your GPS. You walk around and you have like a augmented reality version of your GPS, and little Pokemon will pop up. And you click on it and you get to like spin your ball and throw it and get a little curveball, and you get little bonuses that help you catch it easier. But that was pretty much it at the beginning. Yeah, there were eggs, little things you could stop at, like little landmarks that they call Pokestops. And you go to them, and you spin them, and you get items, things like that help you catch more Pokemon and stuff. And that was basically the extent of it. Like, they had gyms, which you couldn't really do much with them. Like, your team could go take over a gym and post their own Pokemon up in there so that people from other teams could come in and battle them and take it over, earn prizes, things. But a lot has changed, man. So now they've added, first of all, they're up to Generation 3 of Pokemon. So right now there's like 375-ish unique Pokemon that you can collect. There's a weather system now. So like whatever weather is outside could potentially take part in what kind of Pokemon you see. It could affect their level. So like
if it's raining out, there might be different Pokemon out?
Yeah, and they're weather boosted as well. So like water types will be boosted during the rain weather, which means they spawn at higher.
Like Pikachu too, since there's electricity.
Yeah. Like so, like if they're weather boosted, they could spawn in at like 5 levels higher and stuff like that. So they have like a higher CP that you catch them at. But they've added these things called research tabs, which I think have been the most interesting. So they're little, you go to a Pokestop, you spin it, you get a research tab, which is basically like a quest. It could be catch 10 Pokemon. It could be evolve a water, grass type, whatever Pokemon. It could be hatch an egg, which you incubate these eggs that you get from spinning Pokestops or receiving gifts from your friends, because they've added friendship now and gift sending and things like that. So you can get these eggs and hatch them after walking 2, 5, 7, or 10 kilometers, and they hatch into a random Pokemon within that loot pool or whatever. So the research tasks give you rewards like Pokeballs, berries, which make it easier to catch them, things like that. But on top of that, they added where if you do 7, when you do your first one a day, you get a stamp, and after 7 for that month, there's a legendary Pokemon that spawns in when you do that. So like this month, it's Snorlax. So I got a couple Snorlax, and I was kind of sad because when I filled mine in today, I wanted to go take a picture of him on the park bench, like all sprawled out on the park bench, because you could tap into your phone and the Pokemon will show up, but it'll have like the real world behind it. So you can do
like
this,
AR, right?
Yeah, you can do these
Augmented
AR
reality
pictures, augmented reality pictures, and like there's some really funny ones on Twitter. Like someone will be reacting to something else, but there'll be like a Pokemon there. And but basically, they have these research tabs now. There's raids, so like randomly at a gym, an egg will pop in, and you have an hour to get there, and the egg will hatch, and it's like one of 3 different leveled eggs, pink, yellow, and then like a platinum. And then within those colored eggs, there can be 2 to 3 tiers of difficulty bosses. And it's all these different Pokemon that are like really hard to find, some common, depending on where you live. But basically, like you show up, and I think it's like up to like 20 people can battle in this raid with you.
Really?
And yeah, you take down this boss.
So you got 20 people around you physically, and you're all fighting together?
Yeah, you're all tapping your phone like, oh, I want to catch this damn thing, because once you beat it, you can catch it. So like Mewtwo,
you all have it?
Mewtwo, well, you have to catch it. Like
no, but I'm saying there's 20 people in the raid. Say, for instance, the 20 people beat whichever boss you're all fighting together. Mm-hmm. All 20 of them will have the opportunity to capture it.
Yep. You get these depending on how much your team does. So let's say like I'm Team Valor, Briar's Instinct, and Beastly is Mystic. If you have other friends or other people that are on the same like color team as you, it'll like break down what team did the most damage, and whatever team does the most damage, they get like extra balls to potentially catch the boss and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's like
there's a reason
levels
to actually care about your team.
Yeah, exactly. And like a lot of teams, like yesterday was community day. And like, dude, they've been doing events. Like, dude, they have like all these little Pikachus spawning in with sunglasses and hats and like all sunburnt and shit. It's adorable. Like they're spawning in everywhere right now. And yesterday was community day, and Squirtles were just popping up everywhere, man. And then they had a research task. When you spun a Pokestop, you had to catch 5. And when you caught 5, it spawned one in with sunglasses, like the OG Squirtle Squad from the cartoon. And it's pretty dope. They're adorable.
So what about this game right now has got you addicted? Did you play it when it first came out?
I did. I played it quite a bit when it first came out. And
what about it now is so addictive that it didn't necessarily get you when it first came out?
I have friends playing it now, so I'm a little bit more connected on the internet. I got friends playing it. A lot of people that are going to Guardian Con are talking about like grouping up for raids and things.
Oh, that's fun.
It's gonna be great, dude. You're gonna see me nerd the fuck out, like in front of everyone. Be like, I caught it, like, and but it's Sam's playing it with me now, so that's cool. Like, we got something to do together. We're exercising, dude. I am exercising and outside at work. I get home, I'm walking. I'm going somewhere. I'm driving somewhere. I'm walking for, dude. Went for a walk at like over the weekend, or no, it was last week. I think it was the night before 4th of July from like 11 to like 12:30 at night. Like it's crazy, man. Because I was supposed to catch 10.
Let me just say this. I understand
10 ghost Pokemon, so they had me out at night.
I see the passion. I love it, Wilson. I really do. Just be safe. You know, when Pokemon first became big, there was lots of stories of people being hurt and robbed and shot. And two guys who were hiking trying to look for Pokemon, and one of them got pushed off of a cliff and got robbed.
Oh, you stole my Pikachu.
Yeah, no, somebody said, "Give me your phone and give me your shit," and pushed him off the side of a cliff.
Dude, I've totally heard stories of people dropping lures in like the ghetto because you can visit a Pokestop and put an item in
come,
their
they will
lure,
come
and then just
looking
straight
for
robbing motherfuckers
and they're
that
taking
show
your
up.
cars. And you're out there at 11:30, man. Be careful, bro.
But like, dude, I am not in the hood hunting Pokemon. All right, like. I'm not.
I mean, I can only imagine like Boys in the Hood too. It showed Wilson pull up through the hood in the projects. Every kid got a pickle in their mouth, looking at the white boy driving in.
But it's got me all over the place, man. And like yesterday was Community Day, and I've never seen anything like this in my town. There was like at least 1,000 to 2,000 people in the downtown area of my town. Everyone was catching Pokemon. They added like these shiny variants that like they don't really do anything. They just look different. It's more of like a rare variation of it. And it was just really cool to hear like people freaking out. Like, I got a shiny Squirtle with sunglasses. You know what I mean? And like, I got two. You know, no big deal. But like,
no big deal.
No big deal. So then like I'm walking around and I'm hitting all these Pokestops and I'm fulfilling all the tasks that I get and just catching so many Squirtles yesterday. And I noticed that a few raids were dropping. I was like, dude, there's so many people down here. There's got to be people at these raids. So I went up the street, went up to the courthouse. That's where it was. I knew where that spot was.
You got that one.
The courthouse was.
I know where that one is.
There's like I'm walking up, you know, and I've got my backpack, and I got like the charger cord going into the break of my backpack, and I could already see a big group of people waving me on. Come on, hurry up! Like, you want to get in on the raid? And like we ended up getting. So there's like two really big raid bosses right now. It's Mewtwo and Regice. I don't know, tomato. But anyway, we beat him, and I'm sitting there, and I have 8 balls to work with at this point because, you know, you have to use the special ones that you get after you use
I can hardly handle 2.
And yeah, you know, and I went all over the place. And first 2, I miss completely. Don't even hit the guy. And I'm like, okay, you know, and I'm sitting there and kind of start shaking. I was like, I really want this guy. Like, I'm tired of seeing raids pop up and not having enough people to do it. Long story short, I got down to my last ball and ended up catching this guy. And the guy next to me caught it. And it was just like really cool moment. Like, everyone was high-fiving. Like, everyone was catching him. There was this guy that had 3 devices, and he's like, I caught all 3. And we're like, you're insane. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? We're not even in Japan. I've only seen that shit in like Japan. And but like, dude, it's really crazy right now. Like, it's really making a reinsurgence. Like, people are having a good time. There's events like every other week.
I heard it's like gaining popularity again, like big time.
Have any of you guys in the comment section tried out Pokemon Go recently? And if you have, let me know in the comments, and I'll share it live on the show. I haven't had an opportunity to play it, and like before, I probably won't because of my schedule and what's going on with me in my daily life. I leave here at 5. I get home at 4:30 or 5 every day, and then usually I got things to do. But if I do get an opportunity, I'll give it a shot. It sounds like, to me, that one of the driving factors of what makes it fun for you, I don't have, because I don't have friends or anybody here in the state. I'm like an introverted person. My whole personality is only shared on the internet. Everybody around here thinks I'm the meanest motherfucker on the block. I walk outside, I'm cutting grass, I'm looking like, why are you staring at me? And they're like, I live here. I don't fuck around.
You don't even believe the stares I get. What I'm doing playing Pokemon Go, hanging out in a cemetery trying to catch ghost Pokemon late as hell at night.
Holding your phone, just looking at people.
It's like, yeah, like it's funny. There has been a few people, like I was walking down the street and like this one guy was getting arrested for God knows what. And this lady's like, excuse me, is Jeremy going to jail? And I was like, I have no idea. Catching Pokemon. Like, I have no idea who you are, who Jeremy is. Like,
fuck Jeremy.
Yeah, fuck Jeremy. He didn't pay his dues. But yeah, man, it's super cool. Like, I'm absolutely loving it. Here's my thing though. I would not recommend picking it up.
What?
Yeah, I would not recommend picking it up. If you played it before and you saw the potential, pick it back up. But if you're one of those people that like really gets into something, like right now, there's like a Destiny lull. I'm waiting for the 17th. I'm waiting for. I couldn't believe
it when you said it to me on Twitter. I couldn't believe it.
I'm waiting for the competitive, the ranked changes, so I can get my Claymore. I can go in there, get all my donning armor, all that stuff. But this has been a really good release. Like it's got me walking around. It's got me exercising. I got some friends. We're all meeting at Guardian Con. We're saving Pokemon up because they added trading as well. You could trade now with your friends.
Oh, no kidding.
Stuff like
That's
that.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Dude, I walked up on this Pokestop yesterday during Community Day, and I shit you not, dude, there was like 5, 6, 80-year-olds just catching Squirtles. And loving it, dude. I mean, like, it was cool. Like, I hate to be like, oh, old people playing video games is cute, but like, old people playing video games is cute. Like, that was awesome. Like, they had their canes, they had like their umbrellas for shade, and they were just throwing curveballs like it was fucking nobody else's business. Like, they were young again. They were hanging out with all the young kids, and like, I don't know, it was crazy, dude. Like, I was looking at my map, and like, it shows you where all the Pokestops and like the gyms are. And I took like a picture of it's right on the riverfront, so it was all 3 directions, and I bet there was 150, 200 Pokestops that all had lures in them. Every single, really? Just the whole city was just flooded with lures. It was amazing.
Is this something you think you'd ever be into or give a try?
I did do it when it was new. I did it, I think, for a month or 2, and I enjoyed it. You know, it was fun. It did get me out of the house to like walk around a little bit. It was something I could enjoy with the boys too. It was like because everybody in the family was kind of doing it together and like kind of having fun and talking about it. And like when I was out doing like photo shoots and stuff and I had a little bit of downtime, I'd like walk around a little bit and look for a Pokemon. I liked it. I might download it again. Why not?
Do you guys think that as like a family event, maybe I should download it on everybody's phones and we just as a family do like a maybe 1 or 2 mile walk and see what
happens? They'll love it.
Hurt? Yeah, what can it hurt?
They'll love it. I shit you not, like me and Sam will be sitting in here and she'll like pop in with her phone and be like, yo, there's a raid up the street. like, do you want to go do it?
Sam is awesome.
She's like, I got a raid pass. Like, they give you 1 free raid pass a day for spinning a gym and stuff like that. Like, all this stuff that you can buy, if you just grind it out, like, you don't really have to spend like really any money. Like item storage upgrade and maybe Pokemon storage upgrade, like, will be the things that you have to buy eventually. But like, they had this big worldwide event, and America had to do 1 million research tasks. Asia had to do 1 million. And then Europe and India had to do 1 million. And then the people within the event in Germany had to do 100,000 research tasks. And Asia finished theirs in like 6 hours.
Yeah,
and,
because there's like 7 billion of them over there.
Yeah, and they go hard in that game too. Like, and so basically the world got them done. And they unlocked this Pokemon Articuno as a raid boss. So on Saturday, the day before Community Day, me and Sam went out to the local mall and just randomly saw some other Pokemon Go people and were like, yo, let's raid, let's catch this thing. And like ended up knocking 4 of them out. Like, me and Sam caught 7 Articunos between the 2 of us. And it was just really cool. It's like they're adding all these events that you got to work towards, and it feels like you're doing something, and it's like a sense of community. It's very cool, man. I would say check it out. And then plus with the announcement of Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee for the Switch, I can actually take the Pokemon that I catch and Go and put them in the game.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so they're talking about that. You can't take them from the console game and put them in your phone, but they were saying you can take them from your phone and play them in game, which is going to be dope.
I don't know. I might download it, especially now that I'm going to Guardian Con this week. Like, it's a perfect opportunity, right? I'll be doing a lot of walking around, right? I'll be doing a lot of standing still. Oh, you just sold me right there. I'll be doing a lot of standing still at the booth, but I'll also be doing a lot of walking around. I'm looking forward to it. I did download Hollow Knight. That's a game I played on PC, I think a year ago. I think we might have talked about it on the show. I'm not sure when that exactly came out on PC. I didn't finish it on PC, though. But I did download it on the Switch, and I gotta say, it is an awesome Switch game because, like, being able to just play that kind of wherever, it's gonna be a perfect plane game. You know, you need something to do on the plane, or I do anyway, because I get fucking crazy on those planes. Just sitting there with nothing to do drives me nuts.
Bro, I feel sorry for the person who's got to sit next to me because I'm going to be sweating bullets.
Wilson's going to be like holding on to somebody's hand that he doesn't know.
Like, everything's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
If you get, flight anxiety, watch Passenger 57 while you're on the plane.
I woke up the other night to a YouTube video talking about plane crashes, and I was like, the fuck, and like woke up and turned my shit off and went to bed, and I was like, no, like
that was bad timing.
Yeah, it's like, what is this, dude? Why do you do this to me,
YouTube videos
YouTube?
about plane crashes? That's fucked.
I should just shut YouTube off after 11 p.m. Like, you're out of here.
Right, have like a timer on, like a sleep timer on a TV.
I swear, some of the most fucked up shit comes in my suggested after 11 p.m.
I still do listen to podcasts while I'm going to sleep. Like I put one headphone in and I just kind of fall asleep listening to podcasts. But what I used to do is just let, like when one podcast ended, it would just play the next one in the playlist. But what would happen eventually is that, or sometimes would, like somebody just start screaming on like a podcast that I wasn't necessarily wake me up. Like, so I eventually just like said, okay, only play one podcast at a time. And when that's over, just stop playing and hopefully I'm asleep by the time that first one's over. But like, I'll listen to like something like Joe Rogan or
Rogan is so good.
Yeah, it really is a good podcast. There's a lot of podcasts that I subscribe to, and I don't listen to every one every week, but it's nice to have something to listen to. That YouTube videos, like I'm always opening my eyes when I'm going to sleep, right? It's like somebody will start talking about something in a YouTube video, I'll be like, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
Like, turn over,
be like,
look
in
at
this new exotic, and I'll be like, hold the fuck on. What is this? New exotic.
You turn all the way around. Shit.
Yeah, man.
All right,
but basically, that's what I've been up to is work and Pokemon Go. Like, I can't help it.
Kind of both happened at the same time, too. I wonder if they're related. Now that you're kind of like doing the concrete stuff, I wonder if is that helping you catch more stuff? Yeah,
because I'm traveling all over the place, and we're usually in towns. And then, like, at lunchtime, I'll be like, yo, hold on, dog. I got to go catch this Pokemon. And, like... That's what we should do for a picture opportunity, Briar, is like the Destiny like hold on emote.
Yeah.
We should do that at Guardian Con, take a picture. Yeah, just hold on, we catch this Pokemon.
All right, so the next topic is one I'm actually interested to hear about because we're in the process of doing this ourselves.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Car shopping.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Car shopping, man, it used to be like a ton of fun. Like when it was time for a new car, like I used to get really hyped about it because I'm not a car guy, but I liked to drive. Like I still do enjoy the act of driving. I enjoy, riding motorcycles as well. It's like there's something about, kind of just, sportily handling a car or a motorcycle or, whatever that just really appeals to me. It's a fun thing. Like these big mechanical things that everybody's allowed to just like drive the fuck around. Like if you think about it, it's scary as hell. So my last car was a Jeep Wrangler, which I was absolutely head over heels in love with. That was a lease. I got married while I owned that car, right? And I got married to somebody who already had kids. So I kind of married into 2 kids. So when the lease came up on the Wrangler, I was like, it's kind of hard to justify having a 2-door Wrangler, right? And a family. So I was like,
time for us then.
I could go and get like a 4-door Wrangler, but by the time, I swear to God, like the price of a Wrangler went up like $6,000 for the same exact thing between like the first one and when I was ready to get another one. Like it was insane how expensive they are. So I started shopping around a little bit. I'm like thinking to myself, maybe it's time to get a 4-door. It'd be a lot easier. We could take trips with the kids a lot easier. My wife has a very small car, a Subaru. I think it's called Crosstrek. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. It's basically an Impreza with like a lift kit on it. It's a really weird car. But it's tiny. It's a little tiny car. I'm a big, huge dude. I don't fit in it at all. I don't like being in it at all. So I ended up test driving a bunch of sedans. I went to Chrysler. I went to Ford. I went to Chevy. I went to Hyundai, Honda, Acura, all of them, right? And I ended up saying, okay, you know what? I don't like any of these fucking cars. but I'm gonna get one anyway. So I bought an absolute base model Accord sedan, right? 4-door Accord sedan, and it's been a nice car. It's been a nice car.
You can't go wrong with them, and they last forever.
Yeah, well, I'm leasing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't give a shit how long they last. Nothing lasts forever in my hands, man. Trust me.
I second that.
I once rented a car and figured out it didn't have anti-lock brakes. So for the rest of the night, I just spent the night getting up to 60 miles per hour and then slamming on the brakes and going,
oh my God.
It was like the first car I'd ever driven that didn't have anti-lock brakes.
Amazing. That's right up there with my buddy who stole his mom's Jeep back in the day. I was like, no, borrowed his mother's Jeep back in the day. And we drove it for like 30 minutes and we pulled up to a stop sign. I was like, yo, your tires are smoking, bro. I was like, the e-brake's on.
Oh, no.
Yup. It's like, that didn't feel weird to you, bro? Like you were trying to drive against gravity, dude?
Right? I think usually when you steal your parents' car, you're so young that you don't really know the difference. But anyway. You're right. Allegedly. Allegedly stole. So now it's time. My lease is up, right? My lease is up. I have the option. I could buy the car I'm currently driving, or I could go and lease. There's a newer Honda Accord it's a lot nicer than the one I got. Or I could go back to the Jeep. Could go back to that regular lifestyle, right? The topless, doorless lifestyle, huh?
You already got a motorcycle. What the hell? You already got that lifestyle.
I don't fucking ride that thing. I haven't ridden it in years.
Just tell us how much you like to ride.
I loved it, man. I loved it. But when I got married, it's like all of a sudden it's so much harder to like justify the danger of being on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I might not be
like when people are relying on you.
Sure was fun.
Yeah. It sure was. When it was just me, I mean, I'm sure my parents will miss me.
We'll all miss you. I don't say no stupid shit like that.
But as soon as you're like part of a family, like you're a provider, it's a very different feeling, you know.
Well, my brother-in-law Todd, he's married to Kate's sister. He lost his brother to a motorcycle accident a few years ago, 6 years ago in Ohio. His brother Curtis, and he was part of a biker group, and they all rode together and whatnot. He used to be a police officer. And he ended up, going through a very brutal death. And then Todd, his brother, who was, Kate's, my brother-in-law, he went and bought a motorcycle immediately after. And then he bought the trike, and he was on there with Kate's sister. And, he wanted to kind of connect with his lost brother. But I was like, that's the worst way. It's like a Christian going to get nailed to the cross.
The thing that's sketchy.
You want to be safe. And so he finally ended up, I think last year, selling them because they've got 4 kids. He's got a son in high school, 2 daughters in middle school, and they got a baby who's not baby. Their son is Nova's age, and he finally got rid of them. He asked me, man, you need to go get you a motorcycle so we can ride together. And I was like, hell no. Do I got to remind you what just happened to your brother?
Yeah. You know what I think I might do is I might end up getting a dirt bike or something. Something that, because
it eliminates the prospect of getting destroyed
run over by a car.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing, right? You ride it slower and you have more kind of armor on, and I think there's less risk of serious injury. Yeah, you can still fuck yourself up, but
before you do that, you
you're not
should
getting
get
hit by cars at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah. Before you do that, though, you should get a sidecar installed. I'll go half on it with you, and then we can ride around together like Indiana Jones and his dad.
I like it.
All right, so we're in the prospect of getting a new family, right? Kate drives the van right now. She drives a Chrysler Town and Country.
Those are nice.
Yeah, it's I love it.
I'll never drive a minivan.
But
I won't do it. I don't care how
say,
practical it is. No, I refuse.
You refuse
minivan?
to drive a minivan.
I was going to suggest
I will not do it.
The Town and Country is not a minivan. That's a big
they're like boats. I like people that own really nice minivans because you take a trip in one of those. There's movies playing and there's plenty of room. Yeah, it's really nice. But I'll never own one. It's like a boat. I'll never own a boat. But I'm happy to have a friend who does.
Makes sense. So the van, I've never leased a vehicle before. I think the only time I've ever bought a brand new car was the very first car I ever rented. I leased that, and that was back in '99.
Your first car you ever bought was a brand new car?
First one, yeah.
No kidding. I don't think I bought a brand new car till I was 30.
Yeah, well, I went up there with my dad. He co-signed, and hey, it was a done deal. Thanks, Dad. But ever since then, I've always bought used. I'd buy them and fix them up and just, handle my business, make sure they run well. And the same thing with the van here. But about a month ago, our daughter was sick, real sick, the baby. And we ended up taking her to the pediatrician because she had stopped eating. She was losing weight. I could see her abs and everything. And she's only 1. So I was like, how you got abs? I'm trying to get them bitches. So it was time to take her to the pediatrician. We took her down to Stockbridge, and the doctor said she's dehydrated. Look at her eyes are sunken in. You need to take her to the emergency room. So the emergency room's like in the center of Atlanta. We're about 30 minutes away, about 25 miles. And so we're on the expressway, 675, and some stretches of road are without light. And this particular area of expressway didn't have much light. I may have told you guys it's happened. Might be just as big a surprise to you as it was to me when it happened. But I'm doing about 75 in the Chrysler Town and Country. And up in the distance, maybe 20 feet ahead of me, it's white. I'm like, what is that? It's white? Why the fuck is there a pit bull in the middle of the expressway?
Oh.
Did you hit it?
Deader than a doornail. The reason I know he's dead is because...
I don't understand what is going on here. How did we get to this place where we're talking about dead dogs?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what happened. Shit. Anyway,
I was looking for advice on what car to buy, and all of a sudden we're talking about killing dogs.
Yeah, I'm telling you why we're looking for another.
Did you put it on the grill?
No.
Oh. Oh, there it is.
That's why we're talking about a fucking pit bull, okay? I don't eat everything that I kill. Shit. Anyway, we hit this dog going about 75 miles an hour, and it was a big pit. It knocked off the passenger side of the bumper. That went flying through the air. Kate screamed, thought it was a leg. Anyway, I pull over to the side of the car. The shit's leaking. I'm like, oh, well, I see people in the middle of the road. It's nighttime. They're all swerving. I heard a couple of cars hit it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, God, this dog is still fucking people up. Anyway, the dog destroyed part of the radiator. It destroyed part of my air conditioner compressor. That had to be replaced. It was a total of $700 installed. And so I was like, oh, God, let's just go and look. Well, she wanted to go look, but she has to drive it. So we went up to the Honda dealership, and she's going to decide probably within the next couple of weeks which one she wants. She got everything priced, and, of course, we're working together and taking care of it.
What are you looking at? What cars?
The Honda Passport and the Honda Odyssey.
Are those both minivans?
The Odyssey's not mini. No, it's big and it's nice. It's
a max van.
3
it's
rows.
It's a maxi van.
Yeah. It's 3 rows. It seats, well, because it's 3 rows, it seats, it could seat up to 11 people.
Look, you guys need all this, like all this cargo room for your awesome family. Just get a bus. Just take.
Well, Wilson, this is the thing I'm telling kids.
I want something fun to drive, though.
Like bus is pretty damn fun to drive. You get to yell at everyone behind you because you're the bus driver. You get to have your Chris Farley, Billy Madison moment where you get to yell at everyone behind you. And
no, look, Wilson, if you do it right, all you got to do is grab the mirror and look. Because when you grab the mirror, everybody in the back seat is doing something wrong is going to look up. And then all you do is zero in their eyes as you drive. They're like, he's driving and looking at me. This is scary.
It is. I know, dude. I used to hate it when my bus driver would do that, dude. Oh, my God. It would terrify me. She wouldn't even drive. She'd just look back, and there'd be a mirror in the back that would let her see the road. And it's like, why are you so concerned about what these kids are doing before school on the bus? Like, it was terrifying. But you should get a bus. That's my vote.
Like a big yellow school bus?
Or like, I don't know, like maybe like a blue church bus. Like, I don't know, around here all the church buses are blue. I don't know if that's a thing nationwide.
Also prison buses. I wonder if those two things are connected.
Maybe that's the bus I was on.
You guys are the conspiracy theorists.
Maybe that's the bus I was on and not the church bus.
I want to hear about this new little bit of news from you, Briar.
Yeah.
The next topic is what you were talking to us about 2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
And I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it and how it's going and how you plan on fully implementing it.
Oh, okay. So,
Go ahead.
people who have who follow me on YouTube probably already have seen this and like have kind of seen the effect of this. But one of the things I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and you know, I've been on the fence about it because, well, one of the things I've been thinking about doing for a long time is transitioning the YouTube channel to include more technology stuff, right? It's like, because like I find it pretty fun. I'm pretty passionate about it, and it's something that a long time ago was a pretty big part of my YouTube channel. Back in the Call of Duty days, I'd say a quarter of the videos I made were all about, you know, new controllers, new gaming headsets, new this, new that, you know, like basically gaming tech, gaming hardware, like that kind of stuff. And as I've gotten more into PC gaming, like I kind of want to start talking about that because I like to talk about stuff I'm passionate about. Like that's one of the things I like to do. So, you know, it's fun. I wrote this topic, you know, last week for last week's show, and then unfortunately we couldn't get it done. But now having like another week under my belt, it's been interesting kind of watching it because what I've noticed is that it's some of the people who, like I'm used to always seeing in the comments are in the comments of the new tech stuff too, and they find it somewhat interesting. But I'm seeing a lot of new faces too, so it's been a weird thing. So I don't know if right now I'm kind of struggling. Do I want to actually break this off to a separate YouTube channel? Because I still want to do Destiny stuff on the main YouTube and gaming stuff. Because when Anthem comes out, when you know some of the new games I'm really looking forward to come out, I'm gonna want to be talking about those on my channel, right? Making YouTube videos. So I'm starting to think, you know, maybe it's time to just have two YouTube channels. One that does more gaming related stuff and one that really is focused more on tech stuff. So I've been really thinking a lot about that. And I was actually kind of looking for your advice, both of you guys, and also kind of both the Twitch chat's advice and the YouTube. Like, what do you guys think? You know, like in the YouTube comments, you guys who watch this channel, like, would you like to see both of these things combined into one channel, or would you rather see them broken apart and have two separate channels, one devoted more toward hardware and one devoted more toward software?
So maybe have them in different playlists or something like that, so you can organize them. That was suggested by Omega Raw.
They are in separate playlists.
Yeah, that would be huge. I would say keep them on the same channel for now. And if you start to see, like, it's going to be tough because if you see a surge of growth during a Destiny drought and you're only doing tech review stuff, which, like, I know you love doing, and I enjoy watching them too because you know what the hell you're doing and you know, like, really how to review something to where I can make a decision if I want to buy it or not. But if, you know, during a Destiny drought, you're getting some good growth on your tech stuff, then maybe consider starting a new channel, because then you know you're going to see another surge of growth come Forsaken. And it sounds like there's going to be a ton of shit to talk about when Forsaken drops. But
the people who like have been around for a while, I feel like they already know that I kind of like both of these things. So they kind of just go along with it. But my fear is like getting new people to come to the channel. They're going to like, oh, well, I like this YouTube video about Destiny, and so I subscribed to him, but now he's made 3 videos about motherboards and like delitting Intel processors now. Like, what is this channel that I subscribe to? Like, that's what I'm worried about, right? It's like, I love doing YouTube, and it's a hobby, but it's also a job for me. You know, there is you know, there is financial consequences to these decisions.
My thoughts are this, and you know, as someone who's done YouTube, it's hard to serve two masters, and I think you're absolutely right. If people become accustomed to a particular style of video or something that's making them gravitate towards you, and then they're offered something else, it can be put off. It can make a person, you know, drift away slowly. If a channel is all about reviews of products, I think that people who like those type of videos will stay around. But if you mix that audience and you fragment it, Destiny people might, you know, they might not really be into a lot of the PC stuff or the hardware stuff. They might be here just exclusively for what you're talking about with Destiny. You're very steeped in the lore. You know about this world. You know the biggest players and the biggest names in the Destiny world. And so those people might say, I love Briar, but I don't want to hear about these headphones. I don't want to hear about this new mouse.
Right.
But vice versa.
And vice versa, you know, like
yeah, and
somebody
people
who comes
really like
for,
that. I love that's one of the first things that I saw you do was the headsets. You used to talk about the headsets and scuff controllers, and to me, I like nerdy shit. I like technology, so to me, it all falls into my category. But a lot of people are very anal about what they are digesting on the internet. Some people are very particular about what they
definitely
want to spend their
are.
time watching.
They definitely are. With that said, though, there's been a lot of people who have kind of transitioned their Destiny YouTube channel into other things. Like Bife has started doing Warframe lore, Monster Hunter lore. And at first I was like, oh, bummer. There's just like nothing to talk about in Destiny. But the moment that I see that him or Sir Wallen or anyone, yourself, talking about news, I'm watching those videos. I'm right there. I'm right back into what I want. Like, don't get me wrong. It is like kind of exciting to be like, oh, Briar Rabbit uploaded the new video. Hope it's, talking about Forsaken. And then it's not. Yeah, sure, that's a little disappointing, but like that fades when you find that some other YouTuber uploaded the video that you want to watch. You know what I mean? Like, it's people's attention span very short on the internet.
One thing I'll interject about what you said though, when you're talking lores, those are things that people can really get invested in. If you want to talk about Monster Hunter, or you want to talk about another game.
Haven't watched a single one on Monster Hunter or Warframe from My Name is Bife. But when he puts out a Destiny one, I'm watching it.
It's much harder to get into the lore of hardware, is what I'm saying.
No, it's saying necessarily like the lore. I'm just saying like Bife's YouTube channel is lore. You know what I mean? And it used to just be Destiny lore. So anytime that I saw on my phone, My Name is Bife has uploaded the new video.
You thought it was Destiny or something else?
No, I knew it would be Destiny lore. But like up until recently with this lull and there not being as much lore in D2 for now, he's straight off to doing Warframe and Monster Hunter, which aren't my games. That's very overwhelming to jump into a world and learn about its lore when you haven't spent much time in the game itself. But the moment that I see My Name is Bife has uploaded a video, Anna Bray animated, comic book series, like I'm like, oh shit, I'm strapping in, I'm tuning in, I'm watching. I've stayed sub to him.
Here's the thing you got to think about though, right? I think you are a very loyal person. You seem that way to me after knowing you for as long as I have.
Loyal.
Yeah, I think Brian feels the same way, right? A lot of people aren't. And so as a content provider, you're getting paid per view and you want people to watch all your videos. Everybody's not going to be loyal like you. Some people are going to say, man, you guys have seen the comments. YouTube is toxic as fuck. People, man, fuck this guy. He's not talking. Yeah, he ain't talking about the shit I want to hear no more. Man, fuck this shit. I'm out. Unsubscribed. You'll see.
That's where that comment came from. That was word for word. The last comment.
Yeah. Gave my shit away.
Yeah.
But you want to keep people engaged, and so the only way I feel to maximize the potential of getting those views is to give what this particular audience is used to seeing, and if you want to create a whole new audience, give them something, start fresh with something, and say this is what this is about. Might not be nearly as many videos as this channel, but if you want to hear about technology, if you want to hear about new products that are coming out, that's what we're going to be doing here, and watch that thing grow, and don't fragment your audience. You can't serve two masters unless you are the two masters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my opinion, and it's of course totally up to you. But yeah. I would think, Briar, as good as your content is, all your stuff is top notch. You can easily go straight to Briar's Tech and fucking kill that the same way you do your Briar Rabbit YouTube channel.
Take it to YouTube as well. See what they think. Just be like, guys, I'm looking for basic stuff in the comments section. 1 for yes, 1 for new channel, 2 for keep it the same or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? See how they feel. Maybe be like, hey, if you have some constructive criticism, I'd be happy to hear it. You know what I mean? But like, other than that,
always keep in mind though. Keep in mind the new audience he's going to be bringing in with the tech videos. People who see Destiny, there's millions of them who see Destiny videos every day and don't click. But those same people, many of them will see a new video on a new controller or a new peripheral or a new mouse and keyboard or a new motherboard, and they're clicking on those videos because that's what they like. And so if he starts to pull those people in and they start to see, Destiny and this or lore and this, those people are like, this is not what I came for. So maybe, I don't know. to me, the decision is pretty clear to go two ways. But it's totally up to you, man.
All right, thank you guys. You guys give me a lot of
We
good
love
feedback.
you, Briar.
We love you.
You too.
You gotta
I love
tell
you
you
too.
another mother, baby.
Today is
I
your
want you to be
day.
good.
And it'll be the best day. I'm sure whatever you decide to do, it'll work out for the best. Like I said, maybe put something out on Twitter, maybe put something out on YouTube, just kind of give them a feeler, let your audience there know. And yeah, I see nothing but good things from it, man.
It's gonna be nothing but good.
I
man.
want to see you do it because I know you really enjoy it and you get really excited when we talk and you're like, look at all this bags of new shit.
That's true. Before the show, I do that a lot, don't I?
I just went to fucking PC World. Look at all this shit. Like, oh
right.
my goodness.
So the next little bit of news, or not news, I can't say news.
News.
The next little bit of content is something from the Beastly Gamer. You guys don't like to pull out the crazy shit, and this is going to be interesting because you're going to find out if you have friends at all. And so that's the process.
Uh-oh.
Last gamer. This is the last gamer on Earth. So there's been an infection that's ravaged the world, and it's made all the gamers of the world feel no connection and no desire to ever game again. You alone.
But it gets spread through controllers?
It's spreading through the air. It's just like what happened in The Happening. And Mark Wahlberg was like, what? What? Yes.
That chat is more toxic than I thought.
Yeah, I'm getting me some Purell before Guardian Con.
You and only one friend are the last people on Earth that play video games. You get to choose who this destined player is. Who is the last gamer? And they're stuck with you for life. You got a lot of people to choose from. Who is the last person on Earth to play games with you? And you guys are going to basically be roommates because nobody else is going to want to fuck with you anymore. We're reading now, okay? Get that encyclopedia. Fuck this shit.
So the easy answer for me to obviously say is Sam. Okay.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people are like, oh, that's the easy answer. That's
Yeah,
boring.
I'll do the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah. If I was the last gamer and I had to choose who the last gamer was, there's a good chance that she wouldn't be gaming. So she'd have left my ass in the man cave long ago. So I think I got to give this one up to my boy Con Man, because before we lived out in the sticks. All right. So we didn't get y'all's high speed internet doohickeys until about Halo 3 ish, around Xbox 360, around that time we started getting cable in our area. And before we had a lot of games that we could play together. I just remember like jumping into Oblivion and being like, hey, what quest line are you doing tonight? What are you gonna, what areas are you going to? And we'd roughly go to the same area, do the same quest, go to work the next day and talk about it and how we played out our scenarios. Then we found out that if I downloaded DLC, he could sign into my account on his Xbox, download the DLC, and then it would be on his profile for Oblivion. And it spawned this just whole new plethora of just going half and half on DLCs and video games and stuff like that. And me and him have always had, I would say, like 99.9% like seen eye to eye on just about every game. Wow. That 0.1% being Destiny 2. You bastard! I'll never forgive you for leaving.
Oh man, that breaks my heart. What the hell's wrong with him?
He'll be back for Forsaken because I say so.
Oh,
claim it, name it.
Well, how are you, Beastly? We would.
For me, of course, same as Wilson. The easy answer and the definite, truthful answer is Kate, and right. She is that thing for me. Everything besides Nier Automata, she's been 100% on with me. And The Last of Us. God damn it, Briar. She does. I think you ruined it, Briar. She doesn't ever want to play the multiplayer again. What the hell did you do to my girl?
Nobody want to get bitch bombed, bro.
Man, bitch bombs is the best bombs. Anyway, my answer would be a person I never play games with anymore, but I grew up playing with and spending all my time with and sharing a room with. That's my older brother, Joe. And the reason I say that is Joe is really behind the times. He has the PS4 now. He has, a few really good games. He pre-ordered Resident Evil 2, like as soon as he saw it, has God of War. But as far as new technology and new video game types, he doesn't really mess with. So to me, I would love to get him in VR and let him run around. I'd love to let him try some, some experimental or some new type of games, kind of indies, and just have a conversation. Play with him in multiplayer. He doesn't play multiplayer in anything. He doesn't have PlayStation Plus, so he plays exclusively the single player kind of experience. I'd like to see him, kind of bridge that gap and go into the multiplayer arena and race and get into some kart racers and do some old school fighting the way we used to, or just play co-op or Cuphead or anything. So that he'd be my answer, because he's the one I know the most. He's a very laid back version of me with a much smaller penis, but that's Joe.
Not everybody can have the Atlanta Anaconda, you know what I'm saying?
He lives in Stockbridge. It'd be the Stockbridge bitch.
The Stockbridge bitch.
The Stockbridge garden snake.
Think about it, Briar. You got so man. I can only imagine being you right now.
This is a hard one because nobody in my I don't have an easy pick. Like, my wife doesn't play video games. I actually one of the reasons I started playing YouTube. One of the reasons I started playing doing YouTube and that kind of thing is because I didn't have anybody in my meat space who played video games, right? So I saw these guys on YouTube and they had tons of people to play with anytime they wanted. I was like, I want that. I want, that's cool.
I want friends.
I want friends.
But Briar, the thing that I don't want you to this to be lost on you. This is your opportunity. Can you imagine the kind of games that your wife would play? Can you imagine if she enjoyed Destiny as much as you? I mean, it doesn't have to be a person who loves video games now. It could be a person who, with the flip of a switch, loves video games then.
I feel like that's changing the answer, or the change of the question.
That's Mandela. That's Mandela effect, man. It's too much.
I don't think it's changing it.
Can I do President Trump just so I keep him busy? Keep him off the fucking internet all the time? Keep him off Twitter?
Yeah, you
take one for the team. Yeah. Keep that motherfucker off Twitter.
You play with Trump, I'll play with Un, and Beasley's got Putin. And games bring everyone together. You know what I mean? Eventually we'll all do a raid together. That'd be great.
And world peace.
I've got the best last word. I've got the best aim.
Nobody golden guns like me. Okay, we need to stop. We need to stop.
It's approaching too political, right?
Over the line.
In all seriousness, there's one person that who I haven't actually played with that much. When I play with, there's a sense of copaestheticness that it's very appealing to me, and that's Tefty Teft. We've gone, Gary, I love playing with, but he fucking has pissed me off more times than once with those fucking motorbikes and fucking I wanted to kill him that day.
What happened? What do you mean?
Oh my god, we're playing PUBG. Gary's in chat right now. We're playing PUBG, and Gary's bored. So he gets on a motorcycle, and the rest of us, we're in a 4-man party. We got 3 guys taking it real seriously, moving from tree to tree. Aiming above the hills, watching the skyline. Gary's on a fucking motorbike doing laps around us, laughing his ass off. Just attracted all the attention in the world.
So
I wanted to kill him that day.
Me and Briar in a house, and I'm like, yo, you hear that? There's a vehicle. And Briar's like, vehicle, locking and loading and ready to go. And we look out, and it's Gary. And we're like, okay, it's just, what are you doing, Gary? And he's like, oh, I thought I'd go for a lovely cruise here. Nice out.
That's great.
I think I'd just go for a ride. And so we're hanging out. We move to the next area. We hear the same thing. Car, Briar's lock and load. I mean, he is ready to shoot some people. And it's Gary again. And finally, I could hear it in Briar's voice. It's like, why don't you help us out here, Gary, and get off that bike? Same scenario like next game after we die. He's just whipping donuts in the back lot behind the house. And people just come in and just murder the shit out of us. Briar goes and takes a bathroom break, and Gary goes, I think I should lay off the bike, man. You think it's really pissing him off? And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure if he was pissed, we'd know about it. But I'm sure he's irritated by it because me and him
Briar gets pissed off if you fuck with Briar in the game. It'll take him a second, but he gets pissed.
What if I should take it easy on the bike, man? He says. Classic.
I actually got a chance to play some Destiny with Gary this week, and we were having a blast. We were talking about how Gary's mind works is such a beautiful thing. One minute you're talking about, the game, and the next minute you're talking about who knows what. It's so fun hanging out with Gary. Like it's so
Gary.
crazy.
Gary, you gotta come play some games with us, man.
I know, right?
Please.
I love you, Gary.
It'd be nice, Gary. So Tefty Teft.
Tefty Teft we've raided together like a ton of times. Not a ton of times, a few times. But they're high pressure situations, like 8 hours, like 8 hours in a raid. And there's something about the way our minds think. It's not the same, but it's copacetic. Like if we're running down a hallway and there's one of us has to brake to the left, one of us has to brake to the right, we don't say it. We just do it.
Automatically known.
Like if there's got to be like 2-3 man teams, and me and Teft are on the same team, it's just easy. Do you know what I mean? Like it's an odd relationship, and it's not one that I've ever formalized or like wondered how it works like that. And we don't play a ton. Yeah.
Can I take a stab at it? You both have beautiful beards.
That's true. And
I think after being around each other for so long, they start to talk to each
Maybe
other.
The beards are communicating.
Yeah.
Those beards be communicating.
It's a psychic antenna, in other words. And you guys are just conveying thoughts via beard-fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi beard-fi. Which is totally organic, non-cancer causing.
It could be that everybody who plays with Tefty feels like I do. Right? It could be that's just how Tefty is, I don't know.
Tefty's usually calling me out when I raid with him for either not getting a drop, not getting a masterwork, or back in D1 I was always a self-res warlock, and we were doing the Wrath of the Machine challenge mode, and he's like, so when I say pop your supers, everyone pop your supers. That means you, Wilson, with your your selfish self-res, and like, so shit's going down. There's a million things going on, and all of a sudden, Tefty in his black spindle rage is like, I don't see any solar grenades, Wilson. What's up with that? And like, it's like I want that extra 1.8% damage. You got to overclock the damage that we're getting here, and he's a wonderful guy to raid with.
Yeah, he's a ton of fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good choice. Tefty Teft, the way of the beard.
Very happy to hear that everybody's going to be happy with their one player. I still think
unless I go with Trump, I wouldn't actually be happy, but I feel like I'd be doing the world a service.
Yeah. Bit of a language barrier with Un. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. Who knows? Get Robin to sit next to you. All right. So the last topic is another of the Beastly Gamers crazy topics, and it's going to be Briar, don't change my shit. I see you in there, you motherfucker.
Gary's gonna come in and draw a dick. Watch.
The measure of a man. The measure of a man is a reoccurring type of topic, and this week it's who would be the last one standing of these 80s monsters.
80s monsters.
Yes, Jason Voorhees.
Okay.
Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Pinhead from Hellraiser, not from Puppet Master.
Thank God.
Chucky, or the Predator.
I got a couple of questions.
Yes.
Jason Voorhees got more powerful as those movies went along, right? Like he started off as kind of just like a dude with like a sack over his head.
A bag over his head. He was very ugly in the sack, so they put a bag over his head.
So are we going with like movie one Jason Voorhees, or are we going like 1990s like Jason X in space?
No, that's you know what? I'll leave it up to your imagination.
Okay.
Because some people, I don't know why, but think Jason X is a better version of Jason, like the Super Shredder or some shit.
I've never actually seen the movie, but
I saw The Mask, and
the dude got like bigger and bigger and bigger as time went on.
Super Shredder from Charles.
He turned like craziness. Like
his outfit changed and everything.
But like original Jason Voorhees was just a fucking psychopath with a mask on or a bag over his head.
Jason Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I think that was a pretty good staple for what Jason's capable of.
I'm going to imagine the Jason from the Friday the 13th video game that came out last year.
Yeah, that's Jason.
Like
I
all
thought you were gonna
those
say the
powers.
NES
Yeah,
version. I
that's
was
it.
like, "Fuck you, he
No,
wins, game over."
Jason 8, Jason Takes Manhattan is basically the Jason from the game. He can teleport. You can't get away from him. And pretty much you're fucked if he wants you. You can box him all day
Unless you
long.
have his mom's sweater, then he won't do anything.
I don't even know what fucking city they're from. I don't know where she died at.
Crystal Lake, bruh.
I'll be inside Macy's
Google
grabbing
it.
sweaters like a bitch.
I heard there's a Pokestop there. Let's check it out. But,
You got Jason. And to me,
All right.
these two are so close. Jason and Michael Myers are so close in power. It's very,
Now,
very
Michael
hard.
Myers, is he like a monster? Because didn't
Yes.
he start off as being like a psychopath as well?
He started off being a psychopath, but he's in a tangible world wherein he's actually being held in a mental institution. Once he gets out, for some odd reason, he's so crazy that traditional means of killing don't work on him.
Okay.
So he's been shot multiple times.
So he's doing
been
PCP or
stabbed.
something.
Something carries on.
He's
I
juicing.
want it. Because nothing that they've
HGH.
ever done to this guy, and he's actually transported his spirit into a little girl, and
All
she
right.
became a killer. So he's
Freddy Krueger, right? Freddy Krueger, he's pretty much just got,
Limitless.
he invades your dreams and he's got the glove thing. I'm going to pull Freddy Krueger out. I don't think he's got what it takes. I don't think
he fought
Jason
Jason
Voorhees.
in Freddy versus Jason.
he did.
Did he win?
He didn't lose. At the very
I don't
end
think
of the
either of
movie,
them won.
it showed Jason holding his because Freddy
Oh,
was
that's
fucking,
disappointing. They had a movie called Freddy versus Jason and it was a draw.
Bro,
Yes.
you'll have a better chance of finding out who shot first, Greedo or Han Solo,
Well,
before you figure out who
at the
won
very-
Jason
at the
versus
very
Freddy.
end
All right, fuck
movie-
that. I don't care about the movie. I don't care about canon. I don't give a shit. When I look at Jason Voorhees versus Freddy Krueger, I don't think Jason Voorhees really gives a shit about nightmares. Like, I just don't think it affects him.
he
So
wasn't
I'm going to say
he wasn't
most of Freddy Krueger's power just not working.
You mother.
Pinhead, though, man, isn't that guy like a demon?
He's from hell. Yeah.
He's from hell.
You have like telekinetic powers and shit. Like he was like closing
Dude's got
doors
some
on people.
power.
Or
Yeah, and those chains come from out of just the darkness of the room.
Is Chucky
Fucking
also a
turn you from
demon?
appetite to asshole.
Is Chucky also a demon, but he's inside like the body of a doll?
He's not a
Yeah,
demon.
he picked
He's
a
he's
really-
murderer.
He's a
who
murderer.
He did a spell, and he jumped into the body of this little good guy's doll, and he's been tormented. He's basically limitless as well as far as power. Can't be killed. So
That's an
All right.
awful host pick.
The Predator, I'm going to go with he can be killed. We've seen Arnold do it. Arnold's not even a monster. I mean,
No, Arnold
Predator's
didn't kill
badass.
him.
I wouldn't want to fuck him up. I wouldn't want to fuck with him, but
Whoa.
I think Predator's done. I don't think
Arnold's
he's making
not a
it.
monster. Have you seen the size of that guy's biceps? They're pretty monster-esque.
He's
Like,
a monster by human proportions, but by Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, like
That's not true.
supernaturally, he's not a monster. He's
Did
not.
you see what happened to that
He's
black
not
guy's
invited
hand
to
when
the
Predator
Monster
shot him in the
Mash.
head with that laser? It turned into a fucking
He did
melon.
not go to the graveyard bash. All right. I don't think Predator. I don't think Chucky, and I don't think Freddy Krueger make this list. I think the real decision is between Jason, Michael Myers, and Pinhead. And Pinhead's a goddamn demon. Like,
Okay.
what can't Pinhead do?
I think the
agree
Predator's
with
in
you.
this conversation.
I
Fuck
agree
that.
with you to a certain
Predator's staying
extent.
in this shit.
I agree with you to a certain extent. What if Jason Voorhees? What if you put him down? What if you put him to sleep? I mean, it is just a physical body.
Well,
in
like a
sense. So what if you just injected him with
Remember, they brought Freddy to the real world in that movie. And we're talking about fake narratives
How
anyway.
many Jason movies has
Don't
there
let
been?
Briar run this shit. This is
There's
a
been
Triforce.
like 15
Mother-
Jason movies. The guy just keeps coming back. You can't kill him.
Freddy too.
So hear me out.
When's the last time they made a Freddy movie?
I want to say Jason
How many?
Voorhees,
Okay, this is how we solve it.
but if you have the sweater, he doesn't touch you.
If you have the sweater.
So if one of
Chad
these guys
had the sweater,
his mom's
but he had it wrapped
sweater-
around his waist, and he got fucked up.
Put the sweater on Predator.
But I don't think
Put
any
the
of these
sweater on
guys
Predator.
are cognitive enough to know about the sweater. Like, so I mean, like, I'm with Briar here. I think it does come down between Jason Voorhees, Pinhead, but then Michael Myers isn't that much.
He's the same
Like-
as Jason.
He's kind of the same as Jason. Like, he can do a lot of the same stuff.
Whose
like,
mask is scarier?
But like, whose mask is scarier? 100%
I
Jason
go-
Voorhees.
Really? I gotta
William
go
Shatner.
Michael
Man.
Myers.
William Shatner's face is way scarier.
No, dude, he's the Priceline negotiator. All right.
He also
Just
whipped
not
everybody's
scary.
ass in Star Trek. You remember he jumps from the side and it hits you and knocks everybody down.
That's cool and all, but like Jason Voorhees has a hockey mask, dude. And now every time I see a goalie, I get freaked
Jason
out.
carries an axe. Michael Myers carries a knife.
Yep.
I'm going with Axe Guy. Axe Guy wins.
Michael Myers is fucking brutal. And he's like 6'8". He'll grab Jason's little mask off, pull his
Give
head.
Jason a couple more movies, he'll get up there.
I'm going to the comments. I want to hear what the people watching are saying.
Yo, give him some HGH and he'll be up there. Like, don't worry about it. Like, get
Gray
him
Fox.
juicing. But
Greg Fox says that he thinks Predator will nuke them all and no one will win.
see, and that's the thing too. Like,
who cares?
Predator,
They all come back to life in the next movie.
Extreme Dan said that Jason went to hell and came back. Just saying.
yeah, but there's multiple
So Jason
Predators.
got an advantage has an advantage over Pinhead.
Gray Fox said that Freddy did drown Jason to invade his dreams.
Yeah, but
Great
like, hear me out though. There are an infinite and unknown amount of predators. It's not just one predator. So like, what if homie calls in backup?
You see the
Dude,
new
this
one from
list,
the new movie? It's like
Wilson,
12 feet tall.
I don't know if you read the list, but it says the Predator. There is one Predator. And the Predator was killed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He killed himself.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
It does
I
not say
remember.
a predator or predators. It says the Predator. And that there is only one predator to choose from.
But that one predator can call in the homies for backup. Anyone that Jason calls, anyone that Freddy calls, they're gonna be like, "No, fuck you." Like, you remember the last time I ran into you?
Look,
the other predators are gonna show up.
If I'm wondering who wins in a fight, Sweet Dick Willie or the Atlanta Anaconda, it does not enter into the equation who's got more friends to back them up. I am just putting these two motherfuckers together in the octagon and seeing who's gonna win. It doesn't matter how many predators there are. We're only talking about the Predator.
So you're saying it's not even an option that he could call it, that more could potentially show
No,
up.
that's a bitch move, man. You don't call in your friends when you're in a one-on-one.
It's
a bitch move.
Interesting dynamic. He asked about the xenomorph from Alien, but you got to remember that in Alien versus Predator, the xenomorph were kind of just to play things for the Predator. They released like 50 of them, and one Predator would go kill them all. So I don't think that would even really equate. And Extreme Dan for Briar, he said to let you know that Jason doesn't use an axe; he uses a fucking machete.
He's using an axe and a couple.
Still
he uses whatever
bigger
is
than
available.
a kitchen knife.
He used a sleeping bag, and it was like the most awesome kill ever. That girl was in a sleeping bag. He picked it up and swung it against the tree. Gangsta.
Jason is versatile in his weapons. He's used a knife, an axe, machete, a sleeping bag, like Beasley said. I've seen him do some shit with rope. I have seen him do a Sub-Zero fatality of uppercutting someone's head off.
Yeah, that was in part 8 when the black guy was boxing him, and he backed him all the way up to the edge of the building, and he said, "I'm so tired now. Take your best shot." And Jason didn't even uppercut. He just said, "Ding!" And the guy fell into the trash can.
Side note: has anybody seen American Gods on? I think it's on Stars. The TV series? Okay, it's worth checking out. It's fucking batshit crazy. There's a scene in it where a zombie girl kicks a dude so hard in his balls that his spine and skull shoot out the top of his head.
What's the name of this?
American Gods.
That should be a Mortal Kombat fatality. Get on it.
What about Pennywise? Pennywise. Ooh, I don't know.
It's an 80s. He's from the 80s.
Pennywise kind of got his ass whooped by a bunch of kids, though.
No, he didn't.
True. Yeah, he did. The way I remember it.
He didn't
by
get
a
his
slingshot.
Oh, he lost from faith, but he's still not dead.
I remember them killing a giant spider, or
It's called the fucking Deadlights, and it was just an image that it kind of created for itself.
It was a manifestation.
Yeah.
Look, I literally just watched the movie. That dude got his ass whipped by a bunch of kids.
He's out.
They're like 9 years old. They whipped his ass. Have you seen the movie?
Of course I've seen.
Well, what happened at the end of the movie? Who won?
You gotta see the follow-up.
The follow-up.
Where he gets his ass whipped by a bunch
One of those
of
one of those
pot-bellied middle-aged men.
And his head's gonna be in the damn refrigerator talking to his friend. That don't sound like a win to me, Brian. That sounds like a prolonged loss.
Real quick, side quests. All right, side quests here.
Yeah, side quests.
Out of the ones listed, not even out of the which 80s or back in the day, which one was the scariest to you guys? It was Chucky for me, dude.
It was Pinhead for me, I think. Yeah.
They didn't show him enough, especially the first movie, which is very foreboding. Jason
Freddy was funny.
Huh?
Right? Freddy was funny. Like,
Freddy?
Those movies had some comedy to them, and I always enjoyed that.
Yeah, Robert Englund really played up that character. To me, the scariest one that would have terrified me the most as a child was Michael Myers, because there was never a moment of laughter. It was always foreboding. He knew exactly how to terrify you. You look down the street and see a motherfucker standing next to a library behind a tree and not moving. You're like, what the fuck is up with this guy?
He had the creepiest music, too.
Yeah,
100%.
And that mask. You see that mask, and this guy's like 6'8" walking in your house. Every woman dead. Ass cheeks everywhere.
Jason, the Friday the 13th movies, even when I was a kid, they were so fucking bad that they never scared me. Like they were just so shitty. Like there was entertainment value in how bad they were, but they didn't scare me.
Freddy did have some
Michael
comedy.
Myers, though, that first movie, like I saw it just a couple years ago. They played it during Halloween. And I sat down and watched it. It was actually the first time I'd ever seen it, and I was impressed. This is actually a decent movie. Like there's legitimacy to the filmmaking in that movie. Freddy, I thought was funny. Pinhead scared me, but I haven't seen him as an adult. Chucky never scared me. The Predator was more of an action movie.
Chucky never scared you?
No.
The first Child's Play was
Puppet
terrifying.
Master ruined
Chucky was
my life, because like here's my problem with like why Chucky was the scariest for me as a kid was because I didn't have life-size statues.
You had my
of
buddy
Jason.
in the corner looking at you.
That's what I'm saying.
Sleeping.
I didn't have life-size Jason Voorhees statues. My sister had dolls, and I had stuffed animals and things, and it was the idea of one of those coming to life was terrifying. And Chucky was a little fucker too. He wasn't just creepy, but he was very distasteful and rude at the same time. But I feel you on the Freddy Krueger thing, Briar. Like, as I got older, like Jimmy said, Freddy became more funny. Yeah. So like my favorite kill obviously was where the dude fell asleep playing video games or something, and he put him in the video game. And he's like, "Hey, stoner, this is your brain on drugs," and had like the egg in there or whatever. Like that was my favorite one.
I think that evolved over time with Freddy. I think the same thing happened to Chucky over time, right? Is like, the first one was really scary, but as that series progressed, he became more of a comedy figure almost. Mm-hmm. Like he still killed people, but it was more about the one-liners and stuff like that, right?
Ooh, right. Candyman was a really good, scary movie. It was before my time, but I do want to give a shout out to Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Those motherfuckers are some creepy ass little bitches, man.
Fucking hate clowns.
All right, so we got
to make a decision here. Yeah, I think my vote has to go to Jason.
Michael Myers.
Yeah, no, I'm changing it. I'm going to agree with you, Beasley. Jason, man, I don't know. In a one-on-one fight, Jason versus Michael Myers.
That would never end. They can't die.
Yeah. Who's got more movies?
Jason.
I'm going with Jason.
But Jason X is one of those movies.
Although Michael Myers has a new movie coming out, doesn't he?
Coming out with what's her face?
So he's more relevant.
That dude's still fucking alive. Jason, we haven't seen hiding or tail of him since the last time he got killed. So you might be actually dead this time.
He got that paycheck from that movie, and he was out. He's on vacation.
He's using his I don't know what those things are called. He's sailboarding in the Caribbean.
Oh my god!
He bought a private island. He's good to go.
Plus, Rob Zombie never remade a Jason movie. He made the Michael Myers movie, and it was fucking good, the first one. And now they got a new movie coming out with what's her name? The chick from the original Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
She's a grandmother now.
Yeah.
He's coming after her, and she's going to end up having to kill him again.
Wasn't she
has an abnormally long neck.
Wasn't she in the last one too?
She's an H2O.
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 And that's an anagram for water as well.
Yeah.
Thanks. What was the last one that came out?
The last one was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the remake that he had created.
Which was
the
good.
Girl who screamed. Man, if Kim Basinger and Batman, if you can outscream her in a movie, I don't ever want to see the shit again. This little girl was screaming when the ice cream truck went by, and I was like, it's too much for my ears. I'm more afraid of when she's in front of the camera. Ah! Shut up, bitch! He's not even killing you.
All right, I'm going to go with you, BC. I think you're right. I think Michael Myers is going to take this.
Good man, Briar.
It's a tough one for me because Hellraiser can do like some like borderline like summoning spell type stuff. You know what I mean?
He can summon the demons from hell. The dogs he can summon. He can summon.
How did they beat Pinhead?
You have to solve the puzzle of the box.
Oh, so a fucking Rubik's Cube decides? Nah, dude, it's fucking Michael.
Oh,
Michael
I am
Myers.
fucked.
If your life decides on a, well,
I'm sorry, Michael Myers is not figuring out a Rubik's Cube. That is not happening. Pinhead wins.
It's like
Michael Myers is like looking at that thing like fucking 6 hours later. It's like he hasn't even moved.
He's trying to take it apart.
If you think about it, all these dudes have like connections to the demonic in hell. Pinhead is a minion from hell, and he takes you there. So
still,
he probably would kill all of them.
Pinhead can definitely do some damage to Michael Myers, but Michael Myers can't do shit because there's no way he's figuring out that Rubik's Cube.
He's got to run and figure out the Rubik's Cube the whole time.
He ain't running. You seen Michael Myers? He briskly walks when he really wants to.
He needs to
I
team up.
think he trucks, right? He's a trucker.
Yeah.
He kind of
a hat. Yeah. Like just
Briar,
Just
like you
nice
haven't
and smooth.
Say that again, Briar.
That was Briar looked like he was rolling up in a caddy, is what it looked like. So what if what you're saying is Jason would have to team up with Michael Myers because one would have to fight while the other solves the Rubik's Cube.
No, he just needs to get inside that truck for maximum overdrive and have the Rubik's Cube so he can get away from Hellraiser while he tries to figure it out. He was in a mental institution, so it's a good possibility he's a Rubik's Cube savant.
So does Pinhead win?
I think so.
I think so. I think
the Rubik's Cube just...
yeah.
Those chains, I mean... If you've seen the movie, you guys saw what the chains do to you. They hit you from up your ass everywhere. So you got 30 chains grabbing you.
It's just like Cox Cable.
Cox Cable. Just when you least expect it, you get cut from every direction.
Cox Cable,
right
we model our
yeah,
Cox Cable, where we model our business after Hellraiser.
Yes.
All right, I know we're probably getting long here, but what is the best horror movie you've ever seen? Like what are maybe I'm going to word that slightly different. What's your favorite horror movie?
Night of the Living Dead, 1990.
1990. Why is that?
Directed by Tom Savini. And he was the original makeup designer for George Romero's original and Dawn of the Dead, which is crappy. Even though Dawn of the Dead that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s was a much better overall horror movie, I can watch the 1990 version with Barbara and Ben over and over again. For some reason, it just does something for me. I love the original story. I love the way that it was crafted. It's very just foreboding and terrifying. And I've had a recurring nightmare in that house since I was a little kid. It's not the scariest movie I've ever seen, but it's scary enough. And every time I watch it, I get creeped out of. To me, the ultimate fear is to see dead things that are dead without any explanation coming for you. To me, there's really nothing else that can be more terrifying than that. I wouldn't care if it was animals, but to see something that you know is not breathing, not taking from the life force, and something else is powering it, and all it wants is your destruction. I can't, in my mind, imagine anything more terrifying than that. And Tom Savini's film, which was, of course, taken after the original, really captured that feel and the aesthetic and the turmoil the human turmoil that goes on in a situation like that, where your back's against the wall, you just want to live, and you don't care about anything else, and you're trying to save your family, and all hell breaks loose.
You guys are gonna fucking hate me for my
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
As a kid, it was anything scared the shit out of me. What was I, about 16, 17? Pet Sematary was a scary
Great
one.
film.
That one was pretty scary.
What was the little boy's name? Gage.
Gage.
What was the name of the cat?
That
Church.
it was Church. That's right. Dude, that's a good memory. You guys are so gonna hate this answer. When I was like 16, 17, it was the movie that impacted me the most after watching it was the Blair Witch Project. And I hate to say that because, like, obviously we know it's fake. Once we saw that chick on the Steak and Shake commercial a week later, we found out that it wasn't actually them. There is a lot of lore around that in that area, but like the actual film itself was not real. But that was one of the first times that had been done in film.
Yeah,
Was
found
that
footage.
they-
That was the first found footage film that ever really made it big.
Yeah, so there was like, and this wasn't when everyone had a good internet, like easy access to internet. It wasn't on everyone's phone, so you could be like, oh, let me just Google it real quick. Like, so everyone was talking about it. Is it real? Is it not real? All this stuff. That was probably the one that impacted me the most. But like, I would have to say that, and then like Scream. I love Scream.
Oh God, me too, man.
Yeah,
Scream is
good.
just great classic fun. Oh my God.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, man. All those people in that movie got fucked in life after that.
And that's Sam's favorite horror films. Like, she loves Halloween.
My
Like, that's
kids
her
have never
thing.
seen
Like,
that. Yeah.
that is her thing. Like, Scream, Halloween, Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Scream was fun because it was like a send up of horror movies too.
Mhm.
Like, it served.
It played on the
Yeah, it's had
The
two masters,
rules.
and it did both good. It was a good horror movie, but it also did a good job of, kind of sending up horror movies. I like that.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
so Hellraiser wins. Pinhead.
my favorite horror movie of all time. I was gonna say Tucker and Dale vs. Evil,
Haven't seen it.
which
Ooh.
it's less a horror movie to be honest with you than a comedy, but it's
Yeah.
well worth watching. It's a
Is it like Shaun of the Dead? Is
a
that
little
good?
bit, yeah. I would
It's
say
like
it's
that, but
funnier than
better.
Shaun of the
I
Dead.
got that on my phone. That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, but I think Cabin in the Woods from 2012, I think is going to be my guy. That what I liked about Cabin in the Woods was they had the straight horror movie for like the first 30 minutes, right? And then you
Turn
start to
sci-fi.
you start to kind of get this twist with like Bradley Whitford. Is that his name?
I haven't seen that in so long. You're
Like
right.
underground, and they're kind of like controlling the monsters. So you don't really know what's going on, and then the movie kind of progresses, and there's some comedy to it. They also kind of make an explanation for it, which I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed that movie. Like, I don't
was
like
Cabin in
horror
the
movies.
Woods?
That was really good. Yeah,
Hold
Cabin in the
on,
Woods.
because I'm thinking. Am I thinking of just Cabin Fever, that
You're thinking
Eli
Cabin
Roth
Fever
film?
with-
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
yeah.
that's
That
what
was shit.
I had to look it up because I couldn't remember the name of it.
Okay, I
And
just
the
remember
first one
him.
that came in,
What's
definitely
the
not Cabin
guy's
Fever.
name who plays Thor? He was in Cabin in the Woods. He
Yeah,
died
Chris
early.
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. Yeah, that was a really good movie.
I'll
Beautiful
check it
women.
out. I haven't
Oh,
seen
you
it.
haven't seen that? Oh man.
No,
You're-
I'll check
Yeah,
it out soon.
But you got guys in the control room like betting on who's gonna
Yeah,
die
who's gonna die
first and
next.
stuff.
Wow.
It's really funny.
And basically, what you do in the cabin unlocks different monsters from different places, different genres.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's
and,
right.
and basically,
it's like Pokemon.
the whole thing is to keep the devil from taking over the earth.
Yeah, and they got these like kind of like little experiments going all over the world, right?
It's
like
really
they got like the Ring happening in Japan, and
Yeah.
they got like all sorts of weird shit happening all
I
around the
can't
world. It's
believe they
really
didn't make a part 2 of that movie.
I'm
The
gonna have
story
to
was
check
so
it
different.
out.
At the end, the devil got out
yeah.
because remember, she got away.
No spoilers, but yeah.
Only 6 years old. Sorry, but Wilson never saw it. I'm sorry.
No, dude, you know me. I'll forget about it 5 minutes from now. I'll be like, "What, man? What movie?" So yeah, don't worry.
Oh yeah,
about
the new John Krasinski movie, A Quiet Place. It's really good. John
I've
Krasinski.
heard that's good.
Jim
Yeah.
I've
from
heard
The Office.
really good things.
Great,
about it.
great movie. And he actually plays the film. He plays alongside his actual wife in real life and his 2 daughters. So
We watched it, like the new version of it. That was last week. Me and the wife did, and she's like, "I really want to watch this movie. Watch it with me." I'm like, "I'll watch it in daylight only." So we did. We watched it the next day during the day, and fuck, that movie was scary, man. Like, I don't like when they put kids in danger. Like,
For
Yeah,
sure.
well, Georgie
Like,
got fun.
I just don't like
Georgie.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
right off
right.
the bat, Georgie gets like basically
Fucked.
eaten right off the bat, graphically, like really graphic. So it sets a precedent. Like,
You're about
these
to
kids
have
could
your
die
shit.
at any fucking time. And even though I knew the story, like I don't know, like they might switch it up, right?
Before we leave, real quick, I want to give a shout out to my uncle Ed. He's back in Ohio, but when he visited, I love horror movies, and me and my kids do too. Even my 5-year-old. If we could watch horror movies all day, that's what we would sit and do. And so we watched Grave Encounters, which came out in 2011, I believe. And that's one of the movies I've had on my phone for years. And so I loaded it up in the living room, and Ed came and sat down, and he's watching it with us. And I told him, of course, it's a found footage. It's really happened. So he's really into it. Then he starts to see the shit that's happening in this mental institution. He's jumping all over the couch. This guy's 66, jumping back. And then he ended up, I let him sleep in the office, but he went and got his pillow and had to take Nova's bed, and Nova and Nina had to sleep together because he had to fucking stay in their room. Every time I get up, he's still sitting up on the bed watching TV, afraid to go to sleep. 67. Let that be a lesson, Briar. Get your shit together. You don't want to be scared at 67.
Mental institutions are scary.
I just don't watch horror movies.
Smart man. Mental institutions are scary, dude. There's something to be said about a place with like unstable minds that are unhappy and like the kind of energy that leaves behind. I've been in an abandoned one. I think I told you guys about that. We spent like 12 hours in there one night.
Yeah.
Me and a bunch of friends allegedly broke into this old insane asylum and hung out the entire time. I don't recommend it. It's terrifying.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I'm too black for that shit.
Take a hard pass on that.
and Gary,
wait for you guys at Robin down the road. Have a couple of beers.
Heavy Metal Mama, we love you too, and we love horror movies. You and me, Heavy Metal Mama. We need to stream and watch a movie together sometime. But Gary said, 2 Girls, 1 Cup count as a horror movie. That sticks with you. That sticks with you. Yeah, it does. It's some shit you can't unsee.
I think actually a video game actually is the most scared I've ever been, though. Have you guys ever played Outlast?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. That game, I think I got an hour into that game, and I was having, like, heart palpitations. I was so fucking freaked out.
I don't like stuff you can't fight back in. The stuff that you can only
you don't get a gun or nothing, man. I did not like that game one bit. Was it Outlast?
Gary, stop messing with our viewers, okay? Now these people can't sleep at night thinking about 2 girls and 1 cup. You're toxic, Gary. Even when we don't see.
Dude, that's just great American hero. He'll be fine. He'll sleep just fine tonight. This is my boy.
Fucking Gary.
Of course, he had to come in and drop the 2 girls, 1 cup bomb.
Of course he did.
What a motherfucker. What do you think, guys? Does it feel good to be back? To get another one under the belt?
Feels good.
Guys, so next Sunday at 4.
Unfortunately, we'll miss next Sunday's show because me and Wilson will both be in Florida. So maybe we can do like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, you guys let me know.
But if we don't get a show done next week, we'll definitely get one in the week after. I kind of like this Monday thing.
Don't know if I'll be getting off early in 2 weeks.
Yeah, all right.
That's true.
We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that offline.
But yeah, like Briar said, we'll be at Guardian Con. Follow me on Twitter at Ryu Wilson. I may be doing some periscoping so you can see me touch Briar's butt and maybe get like a 5-minute revolver session on Twitter. Well, a 2 out of 3 revolver session on Twitter. A little periscope. Maybe I'll just come in with periscope, throw Briar off guard, and be like, "Hey, we're live. Say something."
Just say hi to me if you're going to do a revolver.
Wilson's just going to film him getting me high. This is going to be all stoned out.
Look at this motherfucker.
Real quick before we leave, Wilson, show people your bong lighter.
You can see the joint still in his beard.
Show him the bong lighter.
What did I say earlier what were we talking about when I said I'll pass the torch on to you?
Yeah, pass
the torch.
We said something about pass the torch, and I lit this big ass Bernzomatic propane because butane is the devil's gas. So you want to go with propane.
That's right, Bobby.
That's right, Bobby. Butane is the devil's gas. So where can they find you guys? Do your sign offs.
Beastly Gamer Max on Twitter, YouTube, Beastly Gamer, or in Georgia someplace. Come and find me.
It's an open invitation.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me in Florida at the Tampa Convention Center on Friday and Saturday. I hope as many of you who can come will come and say hello. I really want to meet you guys. Like, I love it's actually a really incredible experience to meet somebody in real life who you only know through like emotes and names and icons and like Twitter pics and stuff like that. It's really fucking cool to actually like stand there and have a face-to-face conversation with somebody that you've only really like had interaction with online. I hope to see as many of you down there.
That's 6 hours away.
Dude, come down, man. Come down.
I'm excited to see everyone. If you see me there, I stand out like a sore thumb. Don't be shy. Come up, say what up. Tell me how much you love or dislove the show. Either way, come say hi.
442 miles.
We're having dinner on Thursday night. I know Wilson, Hove. Who else is going to be there?
Some other Resolute boys. So I think like Wenny, my boy Marcus, Mr. Tomfoolery is going to be there. Except we'll probably just be trading Pokemon half the time when we roll up. Like, I cannot wait. Like, me and him. It's going to be awesome.
You guys are going to be right on the water, too.
I'm going to rally so many people to a raid when it pops up. Like, you're just going to see me walking forward, Brian, be like, let's go. And it's going to be amazing, man. But we hope to see as many of you out there as we can. Come say hi to both of us.
Yeah, come say hi too. Don't be afraid. Like if I'm running by and it looks like I'm in a rush, don't be afraid to say hi. Like
same.
It's what I'm in there for. It's.
Well, what happens when they say hi, Briar? You're supposed to only say hi. Gotta go.
1 word limit.
1 word limit. That's great.
Yeah, we'll be busy because we got a lot of stuff going on that day. Or both of those days, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It starts on Friday, ends on Saturday evening. We're also, I know this is the wrong podcast, but there'll be a DCP like meetup on Saturday evening. That's going to be at the pub in Tampa. The place is named The Pub, which is going to be amazing. I can't wait, man. Like, this is highlight of the year kind of stuff coming up, and I'll probably take it easy on Thursday night. I'll probably take it easy on Friday night, but Saturday I'm gonna get fucked up.
Let's go. Me too. I can't wait. It's gonna be a good time. It's my first Guardian Con, so this is gonna be me experiencing this all.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. They got like the arcade set up. Like, I think this is gonna be next level stuff.
Awesome.
Oh, and make sure that you are watching Guardian Con, even if you're not donating, even if you're not even really watching it, just have a window open on Guardian Con right now just to help them boost the visibility of the charity event, you know? Just leave the word open. Tweet it out, you know, Twitter, Facebook, whoever you know. Let them know, man.
Tell a friend who may have $1 or $5 that they could, you know, in turn tell someone else about who may have $1 or $2. It's symbiotic. So, all right. We done, guys?
I think we're done. Yeah. Is that it?
That's
all right.
It.
See you later, guys. We'll see you sometime in the near future.
See you at Guardian Con.
For sure.
Bye, guys.